So I work for Babbage Consultants, which is a New Zealand-based environmental architecture engineering consultancy firm, and the area that I work in is within a discipline of that organisation known as bioresearchers. So bioresearchers is a brand within Babbage Consultants, and we do basically ecological impact assessments for infrastructure. We do biodiversity surveys, and we cover both terrestrial, freshwater, and marine areas of ecology. So the bioresearchers as a consultancy has been around since the early 70s, which I think predates the RMA even. So we've been around a long time. We're kind of pioneers of the industry, and our group was amalgamated into Babbage Consultants in around about 2015. Yeah.
When you hire people, what general traits you are looking for an ecologist?
Yeah, so generally we're looking for someone who, I suppose, it really depends. So for an entry level graduate, we'd be looking for, I suppose, a lot of the typical sorts of traits that you'd expect to be able to demonstrate in a CV. So we're looking for someone who presents with confidence, enthusiasm, and shows initiative. Someone who understands the company. So someone who is providing a CV to me would I'd be interested, or be very interested to know what they knew about our company, what they knew about the potential job, just understanding what we do in the industry is a really important aspect of an entry level. Just as much as understanding the ecological concepts that you would have picked up in your undergraduate degree as well. But having a good understanding about what we do in practice and how you could adapt your skill sets to assist us in undertaking some of that work would be really important.
So important to read the profile of the company and see what you do and how they fit, and
absolutely
what the job relates to other aspects of your company, I guess.
Absolutely, and that information is usually pretty freely available. It's most companies have a website, so they have an online profile, and it really helps to study up, I suppose. When so understand who your target audience is really important, and you can demonstrate some of that in your CV, and you can demonstrate that in person as well if you get to the interview stage.
Are you currently hiring?
We are. So we're currently hiring. We're currently looking for a freshwater ecologist. We're looking for someone who is probably intermediate to senior level. So someone who already understands the industry and has spent a few years in the industry. It's the kind of person we're looking for at the moment. But we have recently recruited graduates. Last year we recruited another freshwater ecologist and a terrestrial ecologist as well.
You have looked at the graduate profile of our three majors. We have a ecology and the sustainability major, marine biology major, and zoology major. So in those profiles, what are the most important things for a CV, according to your opinion?
So those profiles, certainly some of the skill sets that really stood out for me from my perspective are using relevant technology is a really good one. So I picked up that from one of your profiles, and so on a daily basis, our ecologists will use GPSs. We'll have a good understanding of GIS tools. We'll be able to map, undertake mapping, prepares maps, and we'd map out vegetation, we'd map out ecosystems, that kind of thing. So it's really important. Critical thinking is a really important one as well. So understanding the information you're looking at, but being able to critically analyze it as well is a really important skill set.
So all those three majors, people have done those three majors, potentially can find a job with you. Huh?
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, all three of them are really good baseline. Provide a really good baseline for stepping up into a place where you could get recruited. Our company, and I think this probably goes for a lot of the consultancies, is that we do look for a master's degree, and I think that the profiles that you provided are a really good baseline to jump, make that step up.
Do you see any traits in these profiles are missing from what you're looking for?
I think in terms of what could be, I suppose what could be added. Perhaps I mean, these are probably some of the skill sets that you'd pick up in a master's degree, I suppose, which is probably one of the key reasons we do go for masters. But a really good ways to really, I suppose, enhance that would be to provide a lot of experience for an undergraduate with report writing. The many projects, and I suppose this would be internal assessment type stuff, but projects that provide for planning, organising, time management skills. Projects that provide for frequent, regular report writing would be really good experience, especially stepping into a master's degree. There's the critical thinking that I think we already spoke about. Applied use of your undergraduate skill sets to answering questions. So they're kind of, I suppose, these are kind of, I suppose, speaking to what you'd be expected to do in a master's degree anyway. But the key skill sets and the key attributes that I'd be really keen to look at in terms of a new recruit, and that could be adapted into the majors are really around about those mini projects where you get the report writing skills and critical thinking, time management, that kind of thing. Yeah, you could also there's also ways to have equivalent qualifications, or perhaps you don't have a master's and you want to jump straight in, then we'd be looking for equivalent experience, because we do. There are consultants out there who don't have a master's, but they have experience. So they will spend time in the industry either through volunteer work or something. Get
some experiences is also important.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, Chris.